This region of France is best known for wine. We're just in the middle of the Dordogne really. Downstream is Bordeaux, famous for the most overpriced wines in the world. But the wines from around here, the Bergerac region, less well known, but very good. But although we've got a vineyard here, just across the way, we've got an orchard, and this looks as though it's a reasonably new one. So a quick look here without fear of trespassing, I hope. So they've got the same rabbit problems we've got, and yeah, this is plums. And looking at these are at least 2 or 3 weeks ahead of my plums. Definitely plums. Very tight pruning, very well disciplined, well organised. Anyway, this is a plum orchard. Beyond, those hills beyond are given over to vines. I think very near here actually is the Chateau of Bergerac, where a very famous sweet white wine is made. Just been visiting the Chateau of Bergerac up there, where they make the most glorious white wines, sweet white wines. Have a taste. Look round the chateau. Vineyards here. I just thought to have a look at this orchard. Big trees, old trees, hardly quite far apart. We're not far from the airport here. And plums. These are plums, and they're about 2 weeks ahead of the plums we have at home. They're at least a foot diameter. Great big trees. They've got about 1 metre, 3 foot sort of before you've mainly got 3 main branches coming out of them, and they're all irrigated. So dry here. It's April. I've seen some ploughed up earth. It's very dry. It's the 3rd weekend of April, and been brilliantly dry, brilliantly sunny the whole time we're here, and obviously things have to be irrigated. But a wonderful, wonderful plum orchard of big trees. How far apart they're planted, and pace them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paces apart. I've got quite big paces. They're about 22 feet apart, and they're a little further apart in the rows. So these are some of the orchards around here. Plums. This is wine growing country where all kinds of other fruits are grown as well, and nuts too. This is one of my favourite cheeses. In fact, my favourite cheese that you never ever see anywhere. Gaperon d'Auvergne. I'm going to buy both of those. Here we are in Saint-Émilion, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and a wine city where some of the most expensive wines in the world, costing up to €800 a bottle, are made. Surrounded by vineyards, and it's all very pretty, and we're just going to have a little bit of a typical sort of French lunch. There's some local bread we bought at the market this morning, an open or pen knife I bought to cut things up with. There's some nice high quality artisanal cheese in there, which we'll have a go at, and some strawberries, vegetables, tomatoes, local prunes, Pruneaux d'Argent, and some Bordeaux wine from the region, some olives and prunes, because one of the local Specialties around here is prunes, pruneaux d'Argent. So we'll have a tasty lunch and then we'll wander out to have a bit more of a look at this beautiful town of Saint-Émilion. We are in the wine town of Saint-Émilion, and anyone may smell the fragrance of the rose. As William Shakespeare said, a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. But not everyone can afford to buy wine here.
Le pétrus 61
The most expensive is the Chateau Petrus. Yes, 1,370 euros. And then the Moot and Rothschild, well, that's the truth of it. Some wine is so expensive that anyone so rich as to actually able to afford it really ought to seriously consider the health of their immortal soul before they spent this kind of money. Chateau Petrus 1961, 10,000 euros. I think that's a bottle, but even if it was for a case, wow. However, people like us can afford a drop of wine of a modest kind and can afford to smell the rose and be thankful.